What's up, game devers? It's Motzi. I'm going to jump right into getting some work done. Tonight, I'm going to work on fast travel. Kind of what I wish I could have if I had to drive to work. Unfortunately, we don't get fast travel for work. We get normal travel. But today, we're going to do the fastness of travel. And I guess I'll take a look at what we have meow. Just for S's and G's. And then we'll decide what we're doing next. But if you know, I don't think I can get more than just fast travel done. You never really know. Sometimes things go really fast. A lot of times they go really slow. Actually, I found most times they go really slow these days. Partially because I get too distracted. I'm really trying to get back into focus mode. I'm not going to use focus mode when I stream. Like, I'm not going to make focus mode, but I'm going to try to be focused more. This is sort of the fast travel system we had previously didn't have the nice graphics. No one's seen the fast travel yet. This is part of the next content update. But I've been revising it into what I hope to be a better system. And as you can see here, you go like this and you go, phew. So, I'm going to see if I can make this work. I mean, technically it does work, but press left or right to choose teleport location. I'm probably going to get rid of that message. It doesn't even need to be there. I don't know if the music's too loud, but I'll it's like, it's probably okay. I'll put it a little bit lower. Never know when music is too loud or not. About right there is probably okay. So it is work mode. I was feeling super tired before I started streaming, so getting myself liquid focus. We'll see how long it lasts. Usually it doesn't last that long, but we're gonna try. And I'm going to find out where that stupid message comes from. Let me see. Is this the message? Here it is. No, that's not. Is this the message? Please press the. Yeah, okay. So we don't need that message. So that'll remove the message that showed up. So what I'm thinking for the fast travel, what I actually was working on before stream, is it'd be kind of neat if the camera could follow the character. Got two potential problems. One is when we push the button, the animation does not start very quickly. I gotta figure out why that is. That's problem number one. Problem number two is I need to be able to time the animation starting with the character disappearing, because the character is the thing that's going to move, right? The character's location is where they're at. I have to figure out how I'm going to make it timed up so the character disappears just as the animation starts. Or we might even have to do something where there's an animation on the character. I don't know yet. What was I doing? So we have the map scene. So I specified a way in which I could designate a character on the map. I think I can just do it, actually. Let's go to. We have our camera controller. So I need to do. What do I want to do here? Do I need a camera controller for this? No, I don't think I do. I? No. I don't think the thing on the map is a map character. I just realized that this animation that we saw is not listed in this file. What is it called? Called map effect. Map node effect. I don't even recall what it's called. I guess it's actually shooting a particle. So this is the thing that does that effect that shows. And this is the thing that triggers it. So we're going to start it. Set active, start effect, okay. Start point, end point. That's just the arc. Animate arc. So I think it's just using a game object. So I need to be able to set a game object as a target. I need to revise my code a little bit, actually. I went through all this effort to do a target map character target, but we might have an object target. So I need to have so I need a different type of target. Use character target. So what I'm going to do instead of using this nonsense here, they're going to make an enumerator. And I'm going to do it in here. It's a little bit nasty to put code like enumerators inside a class this large, but I don't know if there's any other place I would use it. So for now, I mean, really, there shouldn't be, the camera stuff should be a whole different thing. Yeah. So we're going to call it camera target type, and it'll be a position. It'll be a character, hero, or a game object. There's 4 types of targets. Currently, there's not 4 types, but there will be. I guess I can make it public, just in case there's some weird reason I need to access it externally, I guess. Do I care about this stuff? Private? By default, it's supposed to be hero by default, actually. I'm a little leery. I don't want to break this other logic that we have. So in a way, I want to leverage existing logic here. We have used look at target position as the smile game builder way. I'm pretty sure this is set in a few places. Yeah. Right, like this thing here, load camera settings, for instance. I could change every single place that sets this value. Let me see how hard would this be to refactor? That's just a getter. This is a setter. Oops. Is there any other class that uses this? I don't think so, because it's private. There's nothing else that could use it. Let me see if there's a public. Use look at target? No, there's not. Okay, so I could actually check. I could just check for it in this entire class. There's one thing I want to test real quick. I've been having a weird issue with my browser. Oh, it's still the same problem. For whatever reason, when I start streaming, Chrome stops working. I really need to figure out why that is. It's not nice that it's doing that. Is it related to alert?
You did good. High fives to everybody.
I don't know. I'll still need to figure that out. So let's see all the places that we end up using. Oh, the classes are bugging my eyebrows. Okay, let's see. Use, look at, position, false. So that's, what is this? This is part of change map impl. So by default, when a map changes, it resets that value. Okay, that's okay. So then Should probably do like character target. So in change map impl, I'm going to put this right there so it's consistent. So character target is supposed to be a reference to a target that is like a map character. And I think I want to use it that way. And if I have a game object target, I'll have to have a different one. I don't totally love it this way, but I'm not sure a better way at the moment. So game object target, right? So this game object target, we always want to null that out when the map loads. So this is totally fine. But I think I feel like I can get rid of look at target. Look. This thing, I think I can get rid of it. Because what is this doing? Bool flag, set look at target. Okay. Get look at target. Yeah, that's fine. Use look at target position. This is save camera settings. I want to do this without breaking a lot of stuff. Load camera settings. Okay. So load and save camera settings may have, they may still be they just may stay limited for now. There's only two places I use this. Save data manager. And oh, that's interesting. These are like settings that would be saved or loaded with save state. Okay. Change map impl. Oh, I can't open my browser. No. Maybe I can do it on my other. Translate. Nope. Only I could speak Japanese. I can kind of read it. Like something drew something. See, like I practically influenced. It's fine. I don't need translate. So I feel like I could actually refactor the camera settings without too much risk. So camera target. I think we need that. I think we need to have a current camera target type. Public camera type. Okay. These values won't matter. We're going to get rid of them because we're just going to get rid of them entirely. Oops, I did it again. I wrote me some code. Okay, so we're going to change the using current camera target. We're not going to use this at all. Which we should also do the use look at target position. So what I'll do is I'll just comment that out and I'll let the compiler tell me where I need to look. Good old compiling. So, and I guess I could use character target too. I'll get rid of that. I wonder if I can disable warnings. Is there a way to turn off warnings in these? Cannot resolve symbol. That's okay. Reset camera. All right. So reset camera by default is going to change this to this dot current camera target type, and it's going to be hero. I always need a hero in this game. So hero is the default. That's like following the main character. Then in this case, it'll do current camera target type hero. Yeah. I'm holding out for a hero. Okay, so this is going to be a flag. So this is the way it currently works. So instead of doing flag, we would say, I guess I'd have to check it. This is where someone might use a ternary, but I'm not going to. Now, and I'm not going to use, oh, I guess I could do it all in one request. Because there's not really, I don't think there's anything that's like happening. Well, I'm a little leery. Would there be a risk? No, it's all happening in the same method, so it's fine. So this dot, no, well, let's say current camera target type. Current. And we'll default it to hero. It always defaults, and then we say if flag. I know that I could have done a ternary operator there, but we don't ternary in this world. Okay. So this is like, because this is the way this method works, and there's 7 different things using it, I don't want to fundamentally change the output. All of that. I want everything that uses this method to continue to use it that way. And then other places I can discretely set other values. So now we're gonna have we're gonna just switch statement. This could potentially be a place for a switch statement, because each one has a different value. The other way would be like a array or a dictionary, or a serial if else. But I'd rather use a switch statement than if else. Don't ever tell my developers that I used a switch statement in real life. I don't think I'd ever live it down. So. What? Mati uses switch statements? What? And it's an enumerator, so it's gonna have to have something there. Did this do, because that's character target. If it's position, then we're gonna use, oh, I see, we already have this, so we don't really need position because it's gonna be the look at target. We can just sort of ignore position, I guess. And then if it's a game object, we need to do this thing here. Target equals that, game object, transform position x, y. So that should be okay. We don't care about edge locking, so that's fine. Okay. So we should end up with a case now where this is still working as it should, if nothing else changes. But if I were to specify a game object, it would use that instead. Now, the one thing we'd have to confirm is whether we have these values. There's no character target, we can't target the character. And I think that if there's no character target, we should actually default to hero. So instead of defaulting to look at target, we're actually going to default, oh, but I don't want to do this because it's like extra work. Right? Like this is the least amount of work that we'd have to do. So we'll have to do something like, guess if there's no target character, got to figure this out differently. This is where an if else would have made sense. So instead, so I could put like an if statement in each one of these. I'd have to know that these targets exist, or we're just going to get an error, which might be good to just get an error. I mean, it might be better to let an error happen if I do something weird than try to catch it. Because if I do something weird, I'd want to know it immediately when I'm testing this. Also, I just ran my code cleanup. It's going to be a YOLO time. YOLO code. Okay. So what else we need to change? Here we go. Use target. What is this here? Character target. Okay. I don't need that at all. So this is going to be if I'm trying to set a character directly. If I try to get the character target and they don't exist, we'll get the hero. I think that's a reasonable fallback. This is going to be camera.use equals I'm going to have to do something different here. So we'll make it equal true. No, false by default. And then if current camera type position. I think that I will do it this way. Yes, that's what I think I will. So I'm not accounting for the other possible types. So if I use a target that's not a position or hero, then it'll just always default to being hero. I think that's okay. It might result in a weird thing. We shall see. Let's see. Load camera settings. So this is going to be setting this value, which doesn't exist, although the camera has that value. So we're going to do current going to be hero. It always default to hero, and then that will be reverse. I think I got all the pieces in place. That's a weird. No, it's not an error. It's just. Okay, so Meow, we have a way to manage our camera and control what the camera is looking at. I could run the code now or compile it now to see that everything still works, or I can keep writing code. I'm going to write more code first. What I want to do is in this what is it? Like map effect. Oh, there it goes. Map node effect manager. When we start the effect, when we do this thing, I kind of want a way in which I can get an object from this, or start it and like tell it to follow that one object. Maybe I need a setting here. It would only make sense if there was a single particle. It would make a lot of sense if it was multiple particles. We need to have something where it just does it once, right? I don't really want to mess with this setting. Transform position, start cool. Game object set active. This is where it's doing the instantiation. So we'd basically have to get like one of the particles that we could follow. Do I make it a setting or do I make it an injection? It doesn't make a ton of sense in this to say to add a parameter that's something like follow first. So I think we're going to make a whole nother method. We're going to say like, well, transform position, game object set active. Animate arc. So this is creating the arc, right? That position, index, that sample file. So because this is generating particles. This is the animator. This is what actually creates the particle and makes it move. It feels kind of wrong, honestly, to try and follow. But maybe what I'll do is I'll take the first one and see what happens. We're gonna hard code it for now. What do I want to do here? Animate particle. I'm gonna say particle looking at the target that it's going toward. This is not where get created. Instantiate. Here it is. Okay. So here's where it gets created. So I'm going to do if a main instance current map. I think I made something I can actually access the value. Game object target. Yeah. Public game object. This is the object target. That should be okay. And I think if we set it, do we implicitly set the target type? Maybe. We'll try that. I mean, because then it just happens and I don't have to do extra work. I guess that's... So now we have if game object target is not equals null, then we're going to set it. Kind of a janky way to do it, but YOLO. Alright, now we'll run it. The Wallaber was doing a stream where he talked about game developers reacting to things like gamers. Like, yeah, man, look at that. Look at that build go. Woohoo! Yeah. Well, you're supposed to be excited about, code working. not code just compiling, but you know what? I'll take what I can get in this case. Why is my thing not working? What's going on here? A little share mouse thing. The mouse is not so sharey right now. Why you no work? Whatever. All right, let's see what we broke. Probably everything. Does the camera still work? Please still work. Okay. I half afraid that camera would have been entirely broken. Would not be surprised if it was. It'd be sad and lonely. Pay no attention to the fact that that weirdness happened. Although, correct. Okay. On the plus side, we broke something, so that's good news. We need to do a setting. This dot follow first particle. So this is something I was thinking of doing, and I just didn't do it. We'll create a field. And we'll serialize it. It'll default to false. So it won't happen unless the setting is set. And then we also need to go to where it destroys the particle. Destroy on complete. Remove effect, destroy game object. Is this the only place that we destroy it? No, this is what we do. So we animate the particle. This is where it destroys the particle until it's completely through its thing. So we'll say is if this dot follow first particle, then we'll get the current location of the particle. It'll be, I'm not even gonna, well, I'll change this, but I'm also going to say so current target type equals position. Because I don't want it to like jump it back somewhere. I don't even know if this camera is going to be in the right place. But then we're going to set the position. So this will be set look at target. And this will be true, I think. Particle. I can't remember what this takes. Oh, take the. Is there a way to do like? No. Don't have it. So it's just a look. It's just called look at target. Oh, can I just set it? And kind of feel like I want one that will take in let's see, public void set look at target. It's a little weird because I guess this is if you're just doing one animation but you don't want it to like, this is kind of weird. So I think what I'm going to do is just take the position. We're going to take a vector 3 unity. And then I'll do this, but I'll need to convert it to oh, there's no from Unity. There should be a from Unity method though. That would be a good method. Yeah, that would be actually a really smart method to have in there for, right? That can get, oh, maybe they already have one. Let me see. Cross product operator. This is their, they made their own vector 3. Isn't that crazy? I can't believe they didn't have something that accepts a Unity position. That's good. Perfect. See? Refactor, reduce, reuse. Close the loop. You can close the loop. So now we can do this. So instead of saying set look at target here, we'll just pass in the position. Do I need to use the particle position? Is the particle treated differently? What is this value? Is this the same position as game object position? Can't be, right? It's got to be the transform that I use. Well, we'll YOLO it, find out. It's my favorite thing to do. Here's a dad joke for everybody. What instrument does a skeleton use? Oh. Trombone. Isn't it like a bone flute? Is that an inappropriate term? I wouldn't be totally surprised. That's all I'm saying. While I wait for this thing to build, we'll just, see why my mouse is not transferable. I use something called share mouse to share my mouse, and sometimes it doesn't want to share. A little selfish. All right, let's see if this works this time. Now, oh, I never even set the setting. So now it shouldn't break. Okay, that's good. But I should be able to go into our map effect, travel effect, fast travel effect. And I should be able to say, follow first particle. 2.5. Ah, okay. So, did not produce the result I was hoping for. It means the camera is pointing somewhere absurd, I would guess. I don't know exactly what the camera is looking at. I don't even know where the camera is. Let me see. So this is going to be where the camera is. So the camera is just like way off in La La Land. Oh, because the X value... Why would that be though? Why would the X value be positive? I need to... I might have to flip it, I guess. It's possible I just have to flip the X value. It's something so the way the Smile Game Builder coordinate system works and the Uni system work is a little different. So I think what we'd have to do, if we take a position in and we're taking it from Unity, then we're going to take negative X, I think. Don't quote me on that. We'll find out. But I'm pretty sure that when it's using its vector 3s and Unity vector 3s, it's using slightly different coordinates. It's just transposing that X. Probably get some other music. I don't mind this music, but I've been listening to it for literal years. Maybe it's time for me to pick something else. What's this error that keeps happening? Camera controls? We're gonna just comment that out. I don't know why I keep getting an error message on this, because the camera controls is this thing that I added, it's not enabled. So I don't know why it keeps enabling itself. I've made some external methods to access the Smile Game Builder camera. So it'll give me a lot more control of how I move things around. Step by step, I'm inching my way into the core operational components of this engine. Did it build? Oh, 19 seconds. Okay. That was Walliver's joke for me. He's like, well, go get excited about compilation times and assembly rebuilds. Like, thanks for rubbing that in. Whatever I do with the next engine stuff, I'm gonna make sure compilation time is faster. I never set the value. Reset it, and let's hope it works. Oh, that's interesting. So, because, okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Okay, so the problem is in this part when we get the look at target, this thing, this game object isn't flipping the X. So actually, this is promising. It means maybe, possibly, this will work. I'll be so happy if it does. In the meantime, let's dad joke it up, yo. When I was a kid, my mother told me I could be anyone I wanted to be. Turns out identity theft is a crime. But you can pretend like you're somebody else. They're legit that you can't be somebody else. That's not even pragmatic. Be all that you might see. Okay. Without the glasses, this is basically what I look like when I'm coding. Just constantly testing and retesting stuff. I like the little pew, pew. It's like those little water things. Pew, 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 pew. I don't know how people will like this or not. I like the idea that it's not as fast, I guess. Like, maybe people will get annoyed because in the idea of fast travel, there's some steps that you have to take. And then there's the fact that right next to this spot, there's an on-map travel where the characters can go. If they wanted to, they could just run themselves over to that. So I'm a little curious how to make this useful. When we first concepted fast travel, the whole idea was it would shorten the distance between places because you weren't able to walk on the map. But now that we can walk on the map, it's like, what value is this providing? It'll make more sense if you're trying to get across the continent, I suppose. In this context, it makes a lot less sense. unless we reduce the number of on-map travel things that you get, which we might end up having to do just to make this make a little more sense. Oh, I forgot to set the setting again. I was like, well, the animation worked, but no camera movement happened. Oh, that's so cool! Oh, so cool! That's so cool! Oh, I'm so excited by that. Isn't that cool? I'm excited. That's what I was hoping it would do. That's exactly what I was hoping. I'm so excited by this. Okay. So anyway, I'll have my excitement. I think what we'll want is like... Oh, that's also funny. I think we'll want something where it like zooms in or something. I'm not really sure. Like, it would make sense. It would go pew and then like zoom into it. Because we were trying to go for the effect like Secret of Mana, where you get shot out of the cannon. I mean, not exactly, but you know, similar concept. Where it's like pew 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 pew. Pew, That's actually super cool. I really like that. We can mess with the camera, like how the camera works, but I think that gets to the effect we're looking for. The actual fast travel effect is a bit too slow, and I got to figure out how to make it faster. Oh, I guess I could try 1. Makes me have to make the particle time 1. Maybe that'll be better. Little choo. It's so fun. So like goes up, comes back down. I think that would make a lot of sense. I really want to show Jacob. Gonna show up. Come on, Jacob. Where are you? Jacob. I want to show you thing. Now, if we're here, there shouldn't be anything happening. I can work on fixing that. I'm gonna leave this running, so if Jacob ever does show up, I can show it to him. But I'm gonna figure out. So what I need to do is check if the location that we're at is near the player's location. No. Yes, because the main character is at that spot. That little graphic of the character is the quote unquote player that you control, theoretically. Realize I haven't run my formatter on this code. So let's see here. There is a spot that we decide whether we're going. Oh no, this is travel controller. Okay, so then we say on open window. Yeah, we set it up. This is not set look at target. So this is the part that just moves, that just sets the camera. And I think I could get a. Well, I'm not going to worry about that right now. That like zoom out that happens, I can animate that later. That's not important right now. So on travel node selected. So this is when we checked. We press the button to select a travel node. We need to check if the character and the position are in the same location. Right now, we're just checking to see if the game object position, which is like so that's not actually what we want to do. We want to say if the player is not near the. I actually put this in here. Is player near? And then we'll do like 1 and that. That's what we're going to use as our check. So if map event does not equal null, and the player is not near that location. Hey, Rossum Tech, how are you? Ohio gozaimasu. Wait. Tokyo Shushin desu? Or is it no? You're from Tokyo? No. I'd say Tokyo Tokyo wa was it Tokyo ni? Sudem. Gosh dang it! I'm worried. I'm trying to learn it. It's where you live in Tokyo versus you're from Tokyo. I'm speaking for both of us, and I'm just learning it. Not Sushin desu. It's ni sundeimasu. Is that what it is? Sundaimasu? Is that what it is? Tokyo ni sundaimasu. I don't remember if you have to do wa in there or not. I'm slowly building. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Check this out, Jacob. I've slowly started to learn more, but I don't speak it. So when I read it or hear it, I'm better than if I'm trying to say it. Check this out, Jacob. Check this out. Are you watching? Jacob, are you watching? Please tell me you're watching. Watch this. No. Rossum was asking me if. Oh right, Tokyo ni sundemasu ka. I forgot to put the ka at the end. Tokyo ni sundemasu ka. Okay. Is that what you say? Is it ni? I think it's ni. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to show you. I figured out how to get the camera to follow an arbitrary game object. Yes, that's what I was trying to ask. I was just trying to demonstrate that I kind of know words. I'm, doing my best. Anyway, Jacob, that's all I really wanted to show you. Hey, Tom, what's up? Very cool, like your face. Okay, you can go back to mapping. Sorry, I just thought you would like it. So I wanted to show it. I wanted to distract you enough to have you come take a look at it. I thought it was pretty cool. Because the fast travel we had before this was the character would just pop around. Because we hadn't put the effect in. And I'm actually, Jacob had like code in nodes to handle this. And like now I'm making an actual travel logic thingy. Holy Nikes. Welcome, Wallaber and Co. How was your stream, Wallaber? I lurked for a little bit, but I didn't have a lot of time for that. Get your face rated. I had a Wallaber moment just a minute ago. Welcome, Raiders. This is the game I'm working on. So Wallaber recently, Wallaber and I are friends, like actual friends as much as you can be when you don't ever see each other day to day, right? We talk to each other a bit. And I hope Wallaber is not going to be like, I don't know this guy. Matzi, we're not friends. I've met him in person once. And I secretly, not so secretly, watch his occasional YouTube clips and stuff. And his recent one was, what if game devs act like gamers? And be like, oh, I got this thing solved. Woo! Be really excited. And so he was doing something where he's like, oh, is it working? Check this out. It's not that exciting, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Woo! Oh my God, so amazing! I did it! Okay, I can't fake it. I'm sorry. Wahlberg's like, poggers, yo. Like, yeah, and he's like, pumping fist. I'm sure you all seen it. You guys watch Wallaber. You see all the amazing things that he does and comes up with. This is our fast travel system. And one of the more fundamentally big things I've been changing in our code is hooking into things like the camera of the engine that we're using. There's an engine within an engine. And this camera has notoriously been difficult to work with. And then I figured out the magic sauce for it. Different from the usual load screens. Well, we haven't done anything to fix the load. Like, we could have a load screen that you would see in other games where there's like an actual thing in between. But the other thing about the game is there's a lot of screens that you go to. So like larger, how do I say this properly? Games like Sea of Stars and Chained Echoes, they got much bigger maps, or they have much bigger maps that you move around in, right? Our maps are smaller. I mean, they're not, some of them are actually pretty large, but like from the concept of a game like Sea of Stars, for instance, our maps are definitively smaller in scope, and you're switching screens more frequently. So one thing that I'm even trying to do is like eliminate or reduce the speed of the loading between screens, which is a whole engine level problem that I have to solve. But there's a lot of this happening. So you're constantly jumping back and forth. It's not like where you switch screens and you want to have a whole graphic and show, because we want it to be really fast. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense to have, it would be really distracting if every time you change screens, you saw a big graphic or something. But, the thing that I'm also trying to figure out about this fast travel system is we added on-map traveling, walking to the game, because a lot of people playing the demo would say, well, it's hard to find my way around the demo area because there's a lot of maps. There's a lot of little maps everywhere. And so we added this sort of like, you can walk on the map. And in a way, it kind of negates the notion of that fast travel I was showing. And I think what we'll probably end up doing in the long term is we're going to reduce the number of these little like floaty thingies that let you walk on the map. Not to force people to use fast travel, but because, I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to figure out some balance, right? Like the right number of those versus the notion that you can use this thing to sort of bounce around on the map. It will also help you get to places that you just normally can't get to walking on the top of the map. Hey, Wallaber. Hi. How are you? I was talking about you, and I did a little celebration because I got something to work. Did you get stuck behind an ad? Is that what happened? Because I don't have whatchamacallit. Steal away, Bixario. Steal away. The on-map walking? Do whatever you want. I cheesed my raid. You cheesed it? I don't even know what that means. Like Wisconsin cheddar? Or... So can I show you the thing then? So you probably didn't see the thing that I was showing. This is the thing I got really excited about. So pay no attention to the fact that the camera's not smooth. That's just something, I hold on, just total tangential. Sometimes I show Jacob things, my partner on this, and he'll be like, well, that doesn't look right. I was like, Jacob, don't focus on the fact that it doesn't look perfect. I'm just showing you the concept. Relax. So this is the fast travel system. Previously it was just, you would just like teleport immediately, but I wanted something that was a little bit more visually styled, right? And so originally we were going to have something where you would move around and whatever, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. You pick your location and then you kind of shoot yourself to it. Doesn't make a lot of sense in this beginning area because everything's pretty close, but later on it'll make a lot more sense if you're going across the entire map, right? But check this out. See that? I made the camera. I know this is stupid, okay? Making the camera follow things in Unity is like, of course you can do that. But this is me using Unity through another system. And that gets really frustrating and difficult. So I'm happy that I could figure out how to make that work. Because now that I've learned how to hook into their camera system, it's really not too hard. I just had to figure out where to plug the values in. And once I figured that out, I can do lots of things. So now I've made it so I can make it follow non-Smile Game Builder objects. I can just follow any game object I want. But that's the particle. I just said follow the particle. And I think it's going to open things up for a lot more, better cinematic effects, because now I know how to control the camera without having to go through their scripting system. So anyway, it's not like a glorious, huge change. And there's lots of things I need to do to tweak that. But I feel like that was a pretty significant thing to sort out. So I'm happy, and I celebrated in my heart and mind. And we will call that a happy day. Still got more work to do, but, at least I got that part going. So now I have mechanically, we go to the travel zone and we select a spot and we can make the animation effect happen. Now we need to actually teleport to the location. And of course, when you select your location, we'll go into wherever that is. So I realized that we have one small little problem, which is at the moment, I didn't set up some configuration to allow for specifying what, where you go on the map. So the last Tuesday, I had started working on this custom object concept. All right, go lurk away. Thanks, Wallaber, for the raid. I hope you had a good stream too. And eat food. Be merry. I did see Tom Sutton, by the way, before the raid. And Tom, if you didn't hear me say hi to you, hi. I see his pre-roll ads. I wonder if Wallaber does pre-roll or not. Does he do pre-roll? Does he do mid-roll ads? He must do pre-roll ads, right? Well, I don't know because I subscribe, so it doesn't matter. So this whole concept, this data structure concept, this is where when Waller and I talk about what we geek about, I've engineered an entire system of data, leveraging the Smile Game Builder stuff plus things I add on top of it. And this is something that, I don't particularly love data. I'm not joyous about it, but I like structure. I like creating structures that I can work with. So I injected this idea of a custom object. Essentially, so the travel window is a window object that I can use to tie into my node system. And these are the travel nodes. So it's kind of an interesting way that I do it, where I have one object that says it's containing another object. Smile Game Builder, more like Slime Game Blunder. Oh, so cute. Anyway, so I need to make something where I can specify where, what map I will teleport to when I teleport to the object. And I realized I never added that. So I have to go add that. Long story short, I have to go add it. How are you, Tom, by the way? We have shift node data. Interestingly, previously I already had something for selecting maps, and I got rid of it thinking I wouldn't need it. And then I thought to myself, what if I do need it? Yeah, that's how it goes. So apparently I do need it. And we're going to figure this out now. You're going to Japan? Oh, that's so fun. You said you were going to go for a week or two or something? Taking a vacation? And you know how to speak a little bit of Japanese. So, konbanwa, Tom-san. I would say dozo yoroshiku, but I already know you. Tsukasi. Tsukoshi. I don't know what Tsukoshi means. Tsukoshi. Is that that can't be thank you. They don't say thank you in Japan, do they? A little bit. I was saying, yeah, because I was saying konbanwa goody. You didn't respond to that, so but must not be that much. Yeah. Okay. So I had something in here where I could get maps. Here it is, right there. Yeah, get map IDs. We'll just move it over. Oh, you can just. If Unity Editor, get map ID. Okay. And then we had something for a map in here. Where is it? Get map ID. Okay, so map ID world. Okay, so I'm just literally putting back code that I got rid of. We'll put it here. Anyway, that sounds fun. I hope that you have a good time. I hope you get a chance to practice saying sumimasen a lot to people. 'Cause that's all you really got to say, right? You just have to apologize a ton. Which is honestly, I should live in Japan because apologies are great. I love apologizing. Sorry. Yep. I'm an idiot. Yep. Sumimasen. Right. Oh, wait, that's both life. So we have a map ID. We're gonna have to do title. Then we're gonna need to put in coordinates. I think we only need X and Y coordinates. So how do I do it in my other thing? Targetable command. Follower position. I hear feet stomping. Got a yen cash credit card for spending money in Japan. I just realized I have to load it up with money here in person. I don't even know what that means. There's little feet running. I don't even know what that means when you say you have to load it up here in person. Like you have to set it up before you go? Is that what you mean? Got it. I want to see how I did the targeting thing here. Position? Follower position? No. That's the follower. Eye position. No. There's gotta be a target. Target ID, target. Map. I'm sure it's something simple. Store return coordinates. Two map. Coordinate. Teleport. So okay. So I must have just stored an XY value. I wonder why I didn't do. Oh, because it needs to be an int. I can use a vector to int, right? Yes. Yes, you can. So are you going to be watching streams while you're out there, Tom? Or are you just going to be completely disconnected from technology? Or some, like maybe you'll use technology, but not to like talk to anybody you know? I wonder what I wonder if this will work. So we're going to say, not map position. I want, this map position. Not really gonna matter. I think the reason that I did X and Y values was so that I can actually call it X and Y. That's why I didn't do a vector too. But let me see what it looks like. And we'll go from there. Because it might put X and Y values. Are you going to be visiting anyone you know, or is it going to be completely just YOLO? You're just going to like find a hotel, make some friends and some enemies, perhaps. Maybe bring some Paw Patrol stuff over so people know who you are. Be like, see? Paw Patrol, me, Paw Patrol. Could not match on map chains. I don't give a flip. Oh, we do have X and Y. Okay, that's Okay. I mean, I don't like that it's so large, I guess. I wonder if I could control the size of that. I don't really care about on-map chains. That doesn't matter. Can we make the length of this width? Node width, table, no. Length? No. I think that's do like a horizontal group width, maybe. Width is 50. That might squish it down a little bit. This is the position in the world. It's like the object in the world that it goes to. And I think that I want control over the position that we teleport to. I think I do. I guess for now I can just make it a hard-coded value. Apparently changing the width doesn't do anything. Not sure how I feel about that. In this one I used a horizontal group with label width. I think I'm going to do it that way. In the long run, I might decide that we just send it to an event on the map. Or I could use a targetable command, I guess. No. I'm going to regret this later, but for now I'm going to just deal with it. So, don't care about this. This visible. This will always be visible. Just call it position, I guess. X, Y, teleport type, disable if, don't care. Don't care. Good. X coordinate, Y coordinate. That should be okay. I think that'll give us what we need. So what we'll do, we'll use this as a way to make the teleport happen. I already have access to code that does the teleporting, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. I say that, and then I realize maybe it will be a problem. I don't know. Let's find out. While we wait for this thing to build, we do execute command, and in this case, I think we're actually doing a teleport. Yeah, teleport character. So we're doing a PL teleport, or PL move, because that's what they call it. Let's see. I think I have a way of doing this. What's in my eye? SGB script. So PL move, what does this do? So it gets a map ROM. It does a mutex lock. I feel like I should be able to do this without using a script runner. I'm slowly starting to work on ways to not use their script runner. It might bite me in the butt later, but some of these things you just don't need to worry about it. Like I should just be able to do my own teleport method. I'm gonna just steal this for now. In the long term, what I will probably start to do is create a way in which I can call these actions without requiring their script runner. The script runners are nice for general usage because I can tie them into the node system and there's some kind of baseline structure. But honestly, I don't even need their script runner if I can figure out how to make the nodes work similarly to their script runner. It's just that, when I started, I didn't want to have to figure all that out. And yet here we are. So we built this. So now do we have... Okay, so the XY didn't show up any better. So I guess I could just use a vector too. For the moment, though, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to make a teleport method. This is, again, not ideal, but it's okay. I'm going to paste all this garbage in here. I'm not actually going to use all of it, but I'm going to keep it so I know what components the Smile Game Builder system uses. If I ever want to get a job in Japan, I bet you I could try to apply at the Smile Boom company. I'm sure they need a noisy American to work for them, right? Gotta have that in Japan. An actual job title. A loud American or something. All right, and I can be a loud American. I'm just saying. I can do that. Actually having a great conversation at work with I was having a conversation at work, great or not, with multiple coworkers, that we have this problem, and I don't know if this is like universally everywhere, or if it's a Midwestern thing. I'm sure it's a Canadian thing. People are too nice. They're too polite. And what that results in, oftentimes, is people unwilling to be directive about actions that need to take place or showing confidence in what they need to get done, and which can lead to like frustration and confusion because you're like, aren't you the owner of this? Or in our case, we have people who work directly with customers and they don't sound like they are authoritative because they use things like, well, here are some thoughts I have, but what do you think, customer? It's like, no, you're the consultant, you're the expert. You need to present expertise. And if you have questions, great, but frame it like, here's what I believe is the best approach, and here's why. However, I understand there might be some other options. So if you have questions, let me know. But you're not saying like, tell me what I should do, customer. And I don't know why it's an issue, but it definitely is something that's rampant at our company. It's just like this sort of language that implies someone is uncertainty. I was coaching one of my developers about this. Like, using the term "I guess" is not great if you're trying to be a senior developer. Well, I guess this is the way we would want to do it. Like, you're not inspiring confidence. Not that I don't use the term "I guess," but if I'm going to say something that I'm uncertain about, usually I follow it up with, I think this might be the way. Let me investigate it and get back to you so I have better confidence. So like acknowledging that you're not sure and then identifying the action you're going to take for your next steps. Okay, so now we can do this. So Barren Valley target is going to be the Barren Valley Shift. Incidentally, I can't wait to change this so we have like display names for maps, because this is not not a great name for a map. So now I got to figure out where the location is going to be for the target. And I think it makes sense that I'll just have to look at the maps. We're not going to have so many teleport positions that this is going to be really hard to manage. I think it'll be okay. If this ever opens. Like I could even just give it some numbers. Doesn't really matter. but it does help me to find the actual location. So in essence, we have the nodes that are set up on the main map, and then we have the nodes that are used for, once you teleport where you're going. And the rest of it is just configuration. I will say, as I reflect on the difference between doing game dev and web app dev, I really enjoy this type of problem solving. I think it's because it's so self-contained. When you do a web app, you got to think about deploying it into the, whatever server and, all the different components you've got to put together. But I got game engine. Boom. It's all part of the engine. It's all packaged in there. I don't have to worry about, other weirdness happening. Okay, so we want to go to the Barren Valley. Can I read? There it is. Barren Valley Shift node. There we go. So this is where. Look at the gang's all here. So this is the actual travel node. I think what I'll do is just put the player like right here, I guess, for now. 2415. 2319. 2319. That'll be the coordinate that they'll teleport to. And then I should do the Summiton Plateau, which will be the it's actually called the Nautilus Shift Zone. Whatever. Spoiler alert. Let's go to... Is it going to be the Nautilus Shift? Yeah. This is that place. I don't know where the travel node is. Is that the travel node? That's an entity. Do we even have a travel node here? We may not. We may not have put the travel node in here yet. So 2334. We'll just pick an arbitrary thing for now. That should give us a place to go to. Now we should have what we need in order to set up the navigation. Technically, Gilberry Shores does not yet have a node. That comes in Act 2, but for the moment, well, it is there, but for the moment, I just pointed it at the town. Because I asked Jacob to add it, and he hasn't done it yet. Because he's... Just kidding. Sorry, not sorry, Jacob. So I need to go to code somewhere. Where am I going to go? I need to go to my code, and I think what I'm going to do is have the travel node handle all of the things. How do we do this? When we do the travel controller on travel node selected, that's when we selected the thing. First and foremost, I think we would close the window. We close the window so we can't do anything else after, right? So we're going to do close. Just close window, maybe? So we'll just close the window. So then you can't, like, do more than one action out. And then we're going to start the travel effect. We don't have a way at the end of the travel effect to trigger some other thing to happen. So I think what we need is like a way to pass into the travel effect something that will trigger when the effect is done. The problem is, like, the way this works is they're not all done. Some of them are never done. This is side note. When Walloper and I were talking about how he solves problems on stream, I start thinking, what's the best way I can over-engineer this solution so that it's properly manageable? He's like, yeah, you think too much. You plan too much. You come up with, two concrete or two engineered solutions instead of just solving the problem. So let's solve the problem. If we were to trigger the travel effect, the way that I would want to do this is either by passing in a callback or having something where I'm like asking it whether the effect is done or not. Does this have something that tells me whether it's done? Manager, arc resolution, particle delay, animating. So when we say start effect, we set it active. We start the coroutine. Animating is true. So we could technically do something where we like wait for it to stop animating. That could be a good way to, without having to make the map node effect itself smarter. I like the idea of putting a trigger when it's done. I do like the idea of having something that just like waits for it to finish. So I'm going to do that. It just feels reasonable that if you're going to have an effect like this, that you'd want a way to have a trigger. Hey, Sorrow. How are you? How's life? Start travel effect. Hey, Mendoza. Oh my gosh. Really busy too. Yeah, I'm really busy. Got a lot of stuff to do. Working on travel. If only Tom Sutton had this sort of travel effect. Then he could travel to Japan quickly. I suppose I could always pass in something and just make it default to nothing. How do I feel about that? Action on complete. That's not like majorly a problem. Traveler, I hardly know her. Mendoza, how goes the leadershipery stuff? Are you feeling like a good leader? Are you managing people expectantly? Because you're a leadership person. What did I call you before? I said something and you thought it was funny. Ah, those were the days when you thought I was funny. Action on format. SIs. Okay, so then we'll just store on complete, I guess. Public action. Managing people's complicated. Yeah, I was just talking about a little bit of that. Just like the fact that at our company, it's really hard to teach people to use active voice and confident language. Everything is a suggestion and idea without action. There's a lot of like thoughts and feelings without, direction and without confidence. Or there's confidence, but not confident. They're not communicating with confidence. And I've had so many conversations with people recently about that I start wondering if it's just a factor of our company or not. I've seen a lot of it from other companies too, so I think it's just like a universal problem. But okay, so then we gotta find out where we stop. Animate arc, stop early. I think we just do it at the point in which is animating. It's at default. Right here. If destroy on complete, then we're going to do on complete. So that should give us what we need. I don't think that's over engineered. That's perfectly engineered. That's like the best engineering. Then we need to have a method that we call to actually make the travel happen. Wait, no. That one we don't. This is the one we want. So on complete, we'll say private void execute travel, engage travel. I don't know. Now we'll pass it. So theoretically, this would be where we could let the travel actually happen. Actually, did I have a method for this? On close window. How did I put it in on close window? That's weird. So we should have the information that we need in order to create the travel effect. But first we have to get the map. Let me see. How does this work? Map ROM equals. So this is getting the ROM for the map. Have a look at it in situ. This is the code that does the actual like teleportation. Just this is how maps move, basically. But this is like their weird, like, here, this is a current attribute. This is really annoying. So I think this is where we get the map ROM. So this is if we're deciding if we're gonna move. Our little hack to make fade-ins get skipped. Yeah, okay. I guess I'd still need to do a fade of some sort. This one right here is interesting. I don't think this matters as much. I just have to unlock the player, basically. Engine is fade lock equals true. Sure. Inclusion all events. I don't care about the script runner. I'm not running a script. So that shouldn't matter. Reservation change map, set direction. If direction's greater than 0, set direction, camera mode, view. Okay, so this is the thing that actually changes the map, right? I think there's a couple other places I actually have done this directly before. But I'm going to just try to call this. Let's see what happens. So first off, we need to get the current name.instant current map. Then I think we know what. Do we know what map we're selected? No, we don't actually. So on travel node submitted. This is the item that has the information we need. So we need to know. We need to be able to know like what the target is. So it'll be private travel item view. This is in here. Shift node data. Okay. Target node. Target, yeah, that would be okay. So this dot target node equals travel data. Okay. So this is where we're going to send the player to. I should be able to do this dot target node dot map ID. I have to make those public. We do public GUID map ID, get, parse, whatever, good to go. And then map position, we got to make that public. Boom. XY, baby. Have you seen my X? Why do you ask? Kidding. This dot target node dot map position dot Y. Tell me why. I have no idea if this is gonna work, but I do know what's gonna happen is I'm gonna try. You don't have to try so hard. Kind of do. What happened when I took photographs of the old folks' home? They came out granny. Oh, that's a good one. Welcome to Plastic Surgery Addicts Anonymous. I see a few faces here, a few new faces here this week, and I must say I'm very disappointed. But plastic surgery doesn't always have to be new faces. Some of it could just be changed faces. Sorry to be pedantic, but also not. Don't know if Saro and Mendoza are still here. I was going to show you our travel node system, but I wanted to at least see if I could get this kind of working. I'm sure the more likely case is something is broken now, but that's just part of life. All right. Pay no attention to that weird jerky thing. That's just because stuff. Uh-oh. What does that say? The variable reference object has not been assigned. You probably need to assign the reference. Where did that get used? Oh, I don't care about that yet. I don't know why that happened, but it's okay with that. Okay. Didn't quite work exactly like I was hoping it would, but it did. I mean, other than everything else being broken, it did, you know, move the character to that location. So that's good. Maybe for sanity, what I'll do is I'll go to the Gilberry one, because that one doesn't have any like built-in dialogue that right now is triggered because my character's in a place in the game they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to have gone through a whole different sequence before they got here, but I just cheated. So for the Gilberry port one, I can actually do like well, why don't I just shove them in the Gilberry port and see what happens. So let's go to Gilberry port. We'll put the character. It puts the character on the map, or else it gets the hose again. 49 and 121. 49 and 121. Okay, so this will send the player to the Gilberry port. So the animation worked. That's good. The fade out. I think we have screen fades that'll work between maps. I think. Well, I'm not gonna worry about fading. The fading would be a thing, but the other thing I need to fix is I noticed that the window didn't close. So on travel node submitted versus, oh, I see. So part of the problem is I try to like close the window in the wrong spot. We'll close the window, start the travel effect. This is okay. We don't need to mess with any of that. What else? I think what I need to also do is make the first selectable of that window. So I have this concept of selectables. The first selectable is going to be the actual list. So we have in our UI window this puppy. What I want is I want the actual list to be the first selectable, which I think is content, right? Yes. Okay. So this is the window, and all my windows I have a way where I can set whatever the first selectable is. The first thing that gets selected by the cursor. I'm not in love with how I set all this stuff up, but it works. And someday I'll do it way better, I swear. But now I want to go to content. I'm fairly certain. I thought I made list selectable. Why is that not? Did not make list selectable? I select handler. UI container. No, they have a select handler, but they don't. How did I do this? I thought I made it so I could make lists selectable. But apparently I did not. What is this one? Scroll controller. Content. I suppose since I'm adding them, I'll go look at my UI window. Select first selectable. Where's this? Is it abstract window? Probably. So it's just a selectable. Okay, so how did I do this? I had an object that could be treated like a selectable. I must have just had a different type of object. So I guess I'll just have to figure out how to pick the first selectable. So we have to do something like when this starts up, skip first selectable through. And then at the end of it, we'll do select first on the list. I think that's what we would do. Okay, so that means I need access to the list. So I need to know what that's going to be. So that's going to be the private UI lists. I think that'll work. So now we have to go to like our on window open, the public override. Void. On window open, is it right here? Okay. Pretty sure this gets called after the window is actually open. Virtual void on window open, then we'll say travel list dot select first. So this will tell it once the window's open, it'll just immediately select the first item. That'll be okay. And when we close it, it'll close the window and then make the travel effect happen. Start travel effect for some reason has a weird delay. Set active, start effect, start coroutine. I'm not even sure why it's so slow to start. There's a time step. Okay, what's time step? Arc time divided by arc resolution. That's interesting. Okay, so then I should be able to go into this like travel effect node, and I should make this faster by changing the resolution to space. So we'll make that like 20. 1 divided by 20, that's a bigger number than 1 divided by 54, or a smaller number. Yes. Yes, it is. Dad joke time, y'alls. Don't throw sodium chloride at people. That's assault. Especially if you do like, if you throw a block of halite, which is actually the mineral that is used for salt. That's what it is. Halite. Halite is salt. Right? I gotta check that. The one thing I remember from one of my classes. Halite. Halite is a naturally occurring mineral that's also known as rock salt or sodium chloride. Good. I was right. That makes me happy. How like y'all doing tonight? Good. All right, let's get in here. Let's get this business going, yo. So now it selects immediately, which is good. That's what we want. Push the button. Did not close the window. It still navigates though. And we're here. I don't know why I didn't close the window, so I gotta figure that one out. Unsigned reference. Reference game object. What is this? So it says closing travel node window. Travel node selection window. Is that what I call it? Yeah. I wonder why it's not saying that the object doesn't exist. So how do we set the reference object? This is called on all windows regardless of whether the game object is active. So public override initialize would get called in the very beginning. And this is a UI window. I don't think did I override initialize? No, I did not. On window close. Close window. Table cursor. So this is if reference game object does not equal null. is what we're calling. What would cause it not to get its object? Even when we do on window open, oh no, on open window, we actually still create the object. Okay, so this dot oh weird. So the reference game object is not defined in here. That must be in here. Reference game object. What do I call initialized? Abstract window initialized. Tab window. Heading. On awake. Oh, this happens on awake though. Okay. That shouldn't matter, but I might have overridden awake. That might be. Yeah, okay. I'll have to do base.awake. Really, I should have overridden initialize, but that's it. Now we get await. On await, we're gonna asynchronously await the next step. Oh, dad joke didn't dad joke. Hold on. My boss told me, as a security guard, my job is to watch the office. I'm on season 6 so far. I'm not sure what it has to do with security. That's what. So in theory, if this is working, it should prevent, or it should make that window close. I think I might still have to do something that like unlocks the player control, but I'm not positive on that. I think like there's got to be something that like closes that window. I don't think I'll be able to move. Okay, look at those kids running around. Hey, Killboy, what's up, yo? How's tricks? Tricks are for kids. Maybe we should make the travel mechanic let you go anywhere. Would that make sense? Like not just node to node, but anywhere on the map that you... No, we can't do anywhere because we have to control where you can actually end up. But we could make more spots that you could land. Like there could be places where you have to start traveling from, but you can use it to go to many other places. I don't know. But that worked. So then let me go look at the node that does like, it's like a window node or something. Window control node. So what we have to do now is see if there's something we have to do with like unlocking things. If it's not open, we should be unlocking the mutex. So that should work. What do I have in my code here? Am I just doing an exclusive lock instead of a... Come on, Graph. You can do it. I'm clicking on you for a reason. Don't get shy. Oh. Killboy showed up and broke my IDE. I'm not sure why it's not working, but I'll close it and reopen it. I blame Killboy. The IDE was working great, or the Unity was working great, and then Killboy was here. I was like, literally made that sound. Part of me thinks that I just did a exclusive lock of some sort. Did I do that? Did I do it in here? No. Don't make me knife hand it. Knife hand the editor. Chop chop. Okay. Look at this nifty little thing I did. I made it so these things like cover up, so it's way easier to move these nodes around. A lot easier for a lot of the story. Okay, how does this? What is this configured at? Okay, so I told it to maintain an exclusive lock, but I didn't tell it to do a mutual exclusion. So the exclusive lock is different from the mutual exclusion. Maybe what I should tell it to do is to do mutually exclusive. It stops all other processing. Is that what I want? I think so. If I make it a mutual exclusive lock, I believe it'll appropriately unlock. Because it's set up so that it will auto unlock when the window closes. Not entirely a fan of, but managing the locking of user inputs is hard. Like when to make it locked and when not to, when there's like other things that could be vying for control over user locking. Okay, so it did not unlock the character. Did I do something else to lock the character? No. So nothing in here actually locks the character. I guess what I could do is say exclusive lock and then unlock afterward. Will that happen? How does this know when it's done? Set lock. Exclusive. Execute. On open window. This is the thing that actually opens it. If the lock type is not none, then we'll set it. Form open window. Yeah. Doesn't look like I ever even put in the logic that would do the window. Form open window. Oh no, it is right here. Okay, hold on. If lock type is mutual exclusion, I'm not certain if I should be checking the mutex before doing anything. So if there's some oddity, but everything else is being locked, this might be why. Oh, okay. So there's some oddity in window opening, but everything else being locked, this might be why. If the lock type is mutual and that, then create the waiter. This is the thing that would check and make sure it unlocks the mutex. Maybe what I need to do is just unlock everything in here. So right now I am using a way of moving the character on the map. Like I'm literally just like hacking into the way Smile Game Builder does this. This could be a little bit dirty, right? So maybe what I need to do is player lock equals 0. Oh my gosh. See if that works. And I'll change my code back so that this is using a just a basic lock, maybe, or maybe I'll do exclusive lock, and we'll just make sure that it's like not locked at all. Maybe. Current map scene. Exclusive lock equals false. So we'll just turn off the exclusive lock. This is the part that I'll work on later. I'll figure out the way. We have a number of bugs now that occasionally, randomly, the character will get locked, and I think it's because of all these different scripts trying to who gets to gain control of the lock, essentially. And it has to stack, right? Because one person might say, I want to be locked for this period of time. And someone else says, yeah, but for this period of time, I want to be locked. When I'm done, you can have it back. It's incredibly difficult to sort of dance that knife edge on when something should be locked and when it shouldn't. Especially when we have all these different things that are running at the same time. To get this working though, then all I have to do next is just a little bit of cleanup. Clean up the visuals of the animation, maybe tweak the way some of the animation works. I'll have to make it so like if you pick the current location you're at, it'll just send you right back to it as opposed to doing the animation. Okay, so now we're unlocked. And you see everyone else is running around too, so the exclusion lock is also removed. Okay, good. Fast travel works. It shouldn't take long to add something where if it's the same location, it'll just immediately travel you there. So let's go to submitted. Untravel nodes submitted. If it's not near, I gotta do this right now. Right. So we're gonna get this out of here, and we'll do close window, because this is where they're actually submitted, right? There is current location is player near. So this is going to tell us whether the spot in which we're trying to go to is the same. Not current location. And then we say else if. And actually, the one problem is, I guess we have to. No, we're going to make it deeper in here. So if we're going to do this inside of this. It's okay. I'm not a never nester. I'm an always nester. Just always nesting it, baby. If you're not nesting, you're not trying. That's what I always say. I don't think I've ever said that, but it would be funny if that were true. We'll just straight up execute travel if that's the case. And then if we submit and there's no current map event, there's nowhere we can go. I don't know what we're going to do in that case. I feel like this would be an actual game error. We might have to figure out a way to recover by like returning the player back to wherever they came from. We might have to record that as a failsafe. But I'm going to put a note here. Need to handle a case if for some reason. Just what do we do here? I think we should the game from. Okay. So that's good. We press it, it'll just immediately execute. No fading yet. Don't care about that. We won't get the animation. It'll make it just happen really fast. I think I'll do that as well if we cancel. Thanks for the lurk, Pixel. I don't know how much longer I'll stream for. I started early. I started around 8. So this has been my about 2 hours. Well, it has been 2 hours, but my 2.5 hours. So I'll do some of this final cleanup and then wrap up. I think this is okay. I'm not going to handle the cancel like the close. In fact, what I want to do is can I just turn off the close functionality? I don't want someone to hit the cancel button right now. I guess I could. I would need them to go to the location that they're at. Do I want to figure that out now? Yes. It's okay, Pixel. Thanks for supporting my stream in whatever way you can. I appreciate it. As you can, show up or not. It's okay. I won't judge too much. What are we gonna do? So I think what we have to do when we start the map up, I think we use the player's location as the start location. I don't like this solution, but I'm going to turn off my brain on whether I like how I'm doing something or not. I'm going to channel my inner Wallaber. So the start location is going to be whatever the current location of the scene is for the player. And let's do like public void, no, private void. Actually, make it like that. Current location. Start location. Public map event. Current map event. Does that make sense? The current map event is going to be a getter. And what we'll do then is use the list of objects that we created for travel nodes. And then for each travel node does not equal null, and is player near travel node character reference. Yeah. So if we find that the player is near, then the result is going to be whatever the current map event is. I don't have to do this all the time, so that should be okay. I could store it if I wanted to, but right now I don't really. So this should be okay. So we're either going to get null or the map event, right? I guess I should store it. Don't need that. If we'll have to initialize it whenever the map opens, whenever the window opens, but that's also okay. So now we at least stored it, so if we have to, you know, look for it a bunch of times, it'll be okay. This dot current. All right, so now we have a way to get the current map event. So if we did a window close, we'd have access to it as well. Public override void on close window. On close window? Is it? What? No, I can't do it. What is on close window? What is it? On handle close. Is that what it is? No, this is one. Okay. So this is what handles like the cancel option. Someone actually pushed input. We'll do base close. We'll say target node. Okay. The target node equals current map event. Oh shit. I mean, oh darn. I have to get the actual node. So I need to do something different here. Current map event. Oh poop. I'm sorry for using potty word. Please forgive me. I actually want this to return the actual node. So we do shift node data is what we want to do. And we'll call it current map event, but we're actually going to call it current shift node data. Current shift node. Okay. thought you were lurking, Pixel. You're supposed to lurk. Face the fuck? How did I do that? Somehow I deleted a bracket? How did I even... I'm not good at lurking, yeah. You know, I was super, super tired. Now, granted, I had a monster. Like, I need to... There's a lot of grinding I need to do. So I was like, I need to really focus on getting work done. So I wasn't even going to worry too much about whether I had people talking to me on stream. We can get rid of this garbage here. We don't need this. But I'm also not good at working because I was just feeling like before streaming, I was like, oh, I should just do small things and be done with it. It's hard to go through a full day of work and then try to do this stuff afterward. So we're going to do like, close. I'm doing some project refactoring, trying to split up my code into Git stuff. Oh no, 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 don't, Pixel. Save yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll regret it. Listen, you make your own choices in life. So if you want to go through the hell that is Git submodules, that's up to you. But I'm sure a lot of the literature will say don't use it. And first-hand accounts will tell you the experiences using it have been generally bad. So that's, again, up to you. I would never, ever use Git submodules ever again. Submodules are a good idea that never works. They're terrible. They are the epitome of something that you look at it and say, wow, that's pretty cool. I could have a repo where then I have a submodule I could refer to that's another repo, and then no. And it's because the way the submodules work is it keeps like it's not actually putting the source code in source code, right? It's like it keeps a reference to like maybe it's the commit or the repo. But the updates on it just doesn't work, man. It just doesn't. Google it. Go look at like Stack Over. Just Google search people's experiences using Git submodules. I think it's genuinely negative. And if you have anybody out there that's like, oh yeah, submodules are good, see if their use case is even anywhere near what you're trying to do. They just suck so bad. Done. What was I going to do? I was going to say if I hit cancel, it would go back to one. The Cherno? Yeah, I don't know. Should I use Git submodule? Answer, no. Are submodules usable? And what are the good use cases? 7 years ago. Let's see. Never use Git submodules is the second result. From 2023. What are the advantages? So I can't share my... I'd like to bring up a browser window, but for some reason right now when I stream, my browser just turns into Chonkmeister. Git submodules represent one way to combine content from several repositories. the fundamental question you're saying is, do you want a single mono repo or a poly repo setup? But the problem is, like, if you're going to use submodules, just split everything into multiple repos and then download those repos. Don't create a terrible experience for yourself by trying to have one repo with essentially sub repos in them. Don't do that. That's just like, it doesn't help you at all. And I can't remember if it was like a video I watched or an article I read that sort of really broke down that when it was thought of as a concept, it seems at first blush like a great idea. But when it gets implemented, it's like a good idea implemented badly. It doesn't ever work like you would expect it to. And you'll start working on your code and like, oh, I'm working in the submodule. Then I want to commit it. But remember that a commit is like a hash of all the stuff in it. So if you're going to like commit the submodule, then you've got to commit the parent repo that has the submodule in it. And then things get really out of whack in that commit for the, it's just, I don't know, man. I've not seen it work elegantly. I also forgot what I was doing. I was looking at nodes. I was trying to make something where you can go back to the place you started from, which I think I figured that out. I should just test that. Probably. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, so on travel node submitted. Target node equals current one. And that should be okay, actually. No, it's okay. Speaking of being distracted. Yeah, so, I mean, multi-repos is also a problem. I feel like you have to have a really strong use case not to have a mono repo. Like, what is the thing you're trying to solve for that you feel like you need more than one repository? Because regardless of whether you use submodules or not, you're basically wanting multiple repositories by that definition. The submodules are like having another repository, right? Or I think it actually is. You create another repository, but then you shove it into one main repository. So in theory, what you're saying is, I want to be able to to check out one repo, but combine a bunch of other repos into it. So like it looks like one repo, but it's like 10 of them combined into one. But that doesn't save you anything. That doesn't make your life any better if you're trying to make them submodules. So you just say, well, then why don't I just have 10 repos and have like a CLI command that checks out all the repos into one folder? Then you can manage them discreetly. Nightfall, nice to see you. I hope you're doing good. I'm doing well, trying to get stuff done. Trying to get some travel. Oh, I know what else I have to do. I have to like hide the player. Okay, so if I want to go back to Barren Valley, then it goes back. Okay. That's good. If I want to go to Gilberry. Uh-oh. It's not giving me the Gilberry one. Funny. I wonder if canceling it broke something. What if I did it? What would happen? Oh, it's just not giving me the arch for some reason. That's weird. So that's okay though. So then let's make the player hide then as part of it. How would I do that? I know how to hide a player. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to hide the player. How do we do it in here? SGB script. I think it's like hide. SP hide. Yeah. So it's going to be, I think it's PL hide. That's how they do it. So it hides by event. So this is the thing I believe that actually does the hide. It does the OR. This does the undo for it. So we're going to need a method. I'm going to steal this. And then we'll do a, just like we have on complete. Oh, it's called execute travel. We'll do private void. Maybe, yeah. Private void. Oops. Start. So what we'll do is we'll say I know there's better ways I can do this right now, but I'm just really wanting to get this to work so that I can wrap up and say that I'm done. And then we don't want the character to stay hidden. We do have to show the character afterwards. Where's my SGB script now? My cheater way of doing it. I should really start making some effort to just break these things up into my own approach. With ChatGPT nowadays, I could almost take the SGB script runner and like make my own version of the script runner that doesn't have all the SGB stuff around it. Because then I could make things where I could just one-off call these things, these commands, without relying on the script runner. The script runner is nice in that if I'm running script separately within the SGB system, it kind of follows their system. But it's not really great for me trying to make my own changes and stuff. It couldn't take that long. It would probably take a while. Okay, so then I need to go back to this start travel effect. Now I had on complete being the first one. So I guess I'll put on start after. It really should be on start, on complete, but I don't. Yes. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. I'm the developer of this code. Well, I didn't write this. This code was what contracted. But I am the developer. If I do something weird, it's okay. I suffer my own consequences. This is my mantra that I'm saying to myself. Let's see. Start coroutine. I want it to be when the arc starts actually moving, right? So on start. That's going to be at the point that it actually creates this right here. So we're going to say on start question mark invoke. So that'll give us a way that at the moment it starts, I'll be able to make that code run. And that'll be on submitted. Okay, so we have execute travel and start travel effect. See what happens. Now I'm not technically moving the player at all on the map, so that it actually might be good because I don't really have to worry about the fact that the player might show up. What's going to happen with the final animation is that the thing will start moving, and when I'll probably have to figure out some timing or some way where it's getting close to the end, and it'll start fading out to do the, transition of the map. If my map transitions were faster, I mean, man, imagine if I could do something where it goes down and it just like zooms you into your map. That'd be kind of neat. Not possible yet, but it'd be kind of neat. It's weird when I'm working on functionality like this. When I started, I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And, I couldn't figure out how all the pieces were going to come together. And then it starts coming together like, oh, that's it. Now you got it. Now you just do this, this, and this, and you're good. I just wish I could do this full time, all the time. It'd be much easier for me to focus on this stuff. Okay, here we go. Ready, steady, go. Kind of jerky, the character disappearing and stuff. I might have to figure out something smoother there, but it works, right? It's like getting all the pieces together is the hard part. Smoothing it out will take some time, but it won't be as painful as other options. Oh no, I forgot to unset the value. I have to unset the value after travel that tells it it's no longer doing that fast travel. So how would I do that? How do I live without you? I want to know. So what I want to do is set this value right here. It says world map teleport. I'm going to do set variable. No, set. No, I think it's just called state. So set variable state. Teleport to not neighbor. Okay. I think that will be okay. I think this will make it work, like I'm hoping. The other thing I'll have to do is, which I don't have right now, is I'll have to put the little labels over the location. Oh no, I don't. I guess I don't. Because the labels already exist. Oh no. I guess I could. I'll have to figure out what I want to do there. I guess it doesn't hurt to put things in more than one place. We'll see. I don't know if these points. Someone's in Plains North. Also, that's a problem. Why is the label showing over you? What? That's weird. We'll worry about that later. Be able to do this now. In theory now, the thing that caused travel to happen was turned off. But that's just a theory. A map theory. And cut. Oh, look at that. There's a little bit of a it got stuck. There's a leftover particle. Where's the stupid cave? Oh, I want you. Where's that cave at? Oh. Atlas is triggering cutscenes that don't exist right now. Because I literally warped Atlas from his home to get here without ever going through the rest of the story. It's kind of funny. Okay. So we have a few problems, but that's okay. we need to stop the current effects. Okay, so we need to do like an effect stoppage at the end of it. Oops. That's probably part of the problem is we did this, but we didn't stop it at the end. So we do execute travel, stop effects. Due to bugs, Mochi left in the game, yes. I mean, I can handle bugs. The first major product I ever delivered in my first years of development, it was a mad scramble. Like, there was a whole company meeting happening, and I was just freaking hammering, working on fixing bugs. I was just like, in the meeting, out of the meeting, fix. Just never stopped. It was great. So fixing bugs is a thing I can do. Actually, was quite a good bug fixer back in my day. All right, let's see if we can do this again. Oh, did it autosave where I was? Oh, it did. Haha, I wonder what this is gonna look like. Pay no attention to that weird zoom out. So we have one problem where this time it like zoomed out too far, right? So technically there is a little line there, but it's not bright enough. So I got to figure out what I want to do about that too. Because I have some logic that basically looks at all the available spots and zooms out to a level you can see them. I don't really know if that's what we want to do, or if we select something, if we want it to be like moving around. I can imagine that there'll be some complaints if there's too much movement. People getting seasick. Okay. I love being able to walk on the world map. I mean, in a way, it kind of makes sense why if you're in Barren Valley, you may want to fast travel. Like, you could technically walk around here. That's weird. These bolts should just be up. So I don't know why that should just be up because you can't see it. That's annoying. Can I go down here? Oh, I guess I don't actually even have a fast travel spot to stop there. Which again, someone will be like, why can't you just put a spot here? Yeah, we want to make you work. We want to make your life miserable. That's the job of every game dev, right? Make people's lives miserable as players. Our whole desire is to make it so the game's not fun, but make you think it is. Okay, it's still broken. So I'll have to look at what's going on there. That's okay. We can figure that out. I'm not gonna worry about it. I got some pretty good stuff done today. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm happy with where we are. So we can wrap up now. Unfortunately, can I even go look at someone else's stream right now? Oh no! Oh, it's weird. Like, it's only the screen that has the camera. When there's a camera on the screen is when Google Chrome is painfully slow. Why would that be? What would be causing that? Hey, Nightfall, thank you, and thank you for stopping in. Who should we go see? Coding with Strangers is a nice person. Been lurking. Well, thank you for the lurk. The while lurking. We can go see Coding with Strangers. He's drawing pictures. Maybe not. That doesn't look very Cody. What's Jitspo doing? I tend to raid Jitspo a lot, but you know. If there's like a knock option, that's funny. Alright, we're gonna go see Jitspo. I'm not gonna knock though. Come and knock on my door. They've been waiting for you. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll be back on Saturday. Saturday, I'll be messing around with more RPG in a box, I think. Or I might try to learn Godot. Who knows? Either way, not going to be working on Alterium Shift on Saturday night. We'll mess around, figure out some things to do. Thanks for chilling. Have a good night, y'all.